Hi, how are you? It's Ching. Here's the big question. Why injury associated with exercise, sports, and many physical activity? It is because the missing fundamental of how to use our muscle, breath, and mind was missing. We tend to jump into things without planning or asking what is the first step, right? So we're going to talk about that today. So what is the first steps? It's actually your posture. So if I know how to use my posture, I actually met so many muscles that I have. And I use that posture, the beautiful posture, standing, sitting, walking, running, play any sport, because I can start using the muscle properly. Each week from now on, I'm going to go forward to keep you building up that steps for the rest of the year. So there's a lot to learn. Of course, we have 650 muscles, right? And 260 bones and many joints. So to get to know them is our job. So you have one life to know all this. And it's because it's your best friend. It's the only body you have, okay? So I'm 69. I sometimes have to think about, oh my God, I lived so long. I'm 60. I know you're not gonna grow another new muscle and new bone. So let's get to know this one quickly, okay? Okay, here we go. Proper posture. Then you become graceful and beautiful just by standing. So since we connect to the Mother Earth, for us right now, for me, it's this beautiful floor, right? So we have to start with the feet. Okay, I'm going to use a little helping body here. I call this Samantha, and actually somebody borrowed her head. So I have to put this hat on to make her feel a little comfortable. Okay, Samantha's feet coming up. It's easier. If I pick my foot up, I might fall while I'm talking. So the bottom of your feet, okay, it's beautiful. You're going to see there's a calcaneus, this is called the heel bone. Then metatarsal is those long bone. You can see the tendon on your feet. You have first metatarsal and the fifth metatarsal. So there's 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's actually the yang part. So your feet has yin and yang. The arch is the yin part, which right here, the yang is the one. So they balance together. So you're walking, I'm place my weight on those 3 points of my foot. Samantha too, right? Right now she's proper. So find the 3 points. And I'm facing you can see you have to bring your legs same width as your hip socket right here. The head of femur goes in. So that's, and toes forward, heel back. So that's parallel position. And feel the 3 points. The feet and the leg is one. Okay, so we're going to start. That's the first 5 checkpoint. So I'm going into the 5 checkpoint. That's the foundation of the proper posture. So your leg, which consists of the tibia and fibula, and your foot. So I'm going to show you. Okay, good. So right here, if I move my foot, ankle, the muscles come from the leg, not from the thigh. I have to lift my leg up, so I'm using my tummy and quadricep lift the leg up. But to move my foot is the muscle from the leg, so that's as one. It's just like the yin-yang symbol. There are 2 parts and moves, okay? So that's first checkpoint. So if I turn sideways, you will see that's hyperextended knee. I'm pushing too far back, and that's straight, and that's slightly bent. That's bending a lot, okay? So you want to keep it straight because you can feel the energy still going through properly without locking the knee. So hyperextend is really not good because you overstretch the ligament and you start wearing off the cartilage. I'm going to try to save a lot of detail for later on because we have many lessons to learn. So right now, keep it simple. I'm just going to talk about the proper posture. Okay. So next part, so that's first checkpoint. The second one, your thigh and your pelvis. That's connect because your femur, your thigh bone, is connect right to the hip socket. So you can see it's right there. So your femur, the head of femur, connect into that hip socket. So this is one. They actually move They influence each other, so move beautifully, okay? So from here, so how to bring that pelvic upright to neutral position is get to a muscle on your abdominal. Abdominal has 4-layer muscle. The one I use the most right now, I call it core muscle. The name is transverse abdominal. Some time ago, transverse abdominis, okay? So I gave a nickname, so it's easier for you to remember. I call it the first responder. So that first responder, if I engage, I can feel the energy down. I can also feel the energy up. So sometimes people call the center, right? Dancer would call the center. So if I turn sideways, you see, and if I engage a little bit, my pelvic otherwise we're standing like hyperextend, and it's not a good posture. So it's always bone on bone. When you too hyperextend, it's bone on bone. We don't want that because we don't want where you hear your doctor say bone on bone, you need knee replaced. We don't want that, right? Or arthritis in your lower back. So now, how do you get your pelvic upright? So there's bones right here, the points called ASIS. You have one each side. So I put my finger here. Oh yeah, I can feel that little bony point protrusion. So anterior superior iliac spine. So that and my pubic bone. So Samantha here, and the pubic bone is one straight line. So sometimes we say your coffee cup or teacup. You know, teacup is a little easier. The teacup is nice round, right? So from here, we said a mug. So from here, you don't want to spill the tea. You want to keep it center, so engage your abdominal. Once you engage, you can really connect that connection from the first checkpoint to second. Okay, here we're using the muscle, we call it, I'll show you the picture here. It's really cool. You notice I love to say cool. Okay, so you have this lower arrow, so that's your internal obliques and the 4 and 5 of the six-pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And below the belly button, you have 4 and a 5, so you actually have 10-pack. So that energy lift up a little bit and feel. So I love, I designed, that's how I teach. I designed, put image for you so you can see and feel easily, right? So from here. And that's my neutral pelvic. The next one, so that's the second checkpoint. The third one, see the upper arrow, that's your external obliques and the six-pack. So six-pack, the rectus abdominis, energy straight, okay? So you can feel how they connect. That means you don't pop the rib cage, close. So now that 2 arrow connect, so you have a beautiful trunk, which is really important. So that's where your spine is. The most important part of your body, you want to keep it nice and healthy. It's also show, your age too, it's not good. So if I do lower arrow, upper arrow, right, connecting together, you can feel this center line. So almost like you're wearing that wetsuit going for deep sea diving. So instead of zipper, you just use your own muscle. You go, very nice, I can feel that. So as soon as you do that, you release a lot of tension of your lower back. Your lumbar is really happy with you, right? When your body is really happy with you, that is just most joyful feeling, right? Because you don't walk around with pain. And right here. So now you got the third checkpoint. The fourth checkpoint, your scapula and your arm. So the scapula is these 2 funny bones. It's actually, if you can see the relationship, the pelvic bone, kind of scapula and the femur, kind of relate a little bit, okay? So can you kind of imagine a little bit? So where the scapula needs to be. So far, I'm trying to bring you into neutral position, neutral knee, right? Neutral leg, neutral knee, don't hyperextend. Neutral pelvis, neutral ribcage, don't pop, right? As soon as you pop, it goes right to lower back. Now we talk about neutral scapula. How do you do that? It's using your arm because they are buddy. So right, I'm facing you so you can see, my legs in with my hip. My thumb is pointing forward. And I relax my hand. My middle finger, for the Chinese internal medicine, middle finger is a good finger. Okay, I will talk about that later in the Qigong class. So right there, the middle finger energy lined up with the side ankle, the malleolus, okay, going side. So now you have a neutral scapula. So I call this a beautiful, like a clothes hanger. So any clothes you want to put on your body, you wear them so well. You look good. And so are you, right? So learn that. Otherwise, because our eyes in the front, we tend to hunch forward. And this is how we grow old. You don't like that picture, right? So now coming up, engage them, root it down. There's a down, there's up, right? That's the, again, this yin yang again, opposition. So nice rooting, coming up, scapula is neutral, every part is neutral, traveling up to the 4th checkpoint, last one, 5th checkpoint, where your head should be, right? So like, where is your head? Where is your, I don't know where I don't ever know where my client tells me. You keep telling me where my head should be. So there's a couple ways to do it. I'll give you an image, give you two. One is, you know, in Africa and South Asia and South America, people like to carry things on top. It's very smart. So where there's a heavy come down, there's a spine energy goes up. So that you can tilt. Things gonna fall. You go home, there's no water, right? And your hands can really using take care of your kids or different things you know your grocery bag or whatever, and so you're free. You have lots of possibility to use your arm, right? So now that's your neutral head. So what happened is, because the eyes in the front, it's not your fault. I like my eyes in the front. You should too, because make us look good. We don't want to be on the side. The cow and the deer, right? So they're prey. We prey them. We're the predator. So we have to focus forward. So eyes in the front. So everything is forward now. With the computer, the driving, everything, talk to friends, everything. We use it so much. Right? In the old days, people hunt, they look around, so they posture better because they move so much. So neutral head, you're gonna bring your chin in a little bit. Sometimes they're just kind of holding like a little lemon. If you're really tall, you know, maybe you hold a big orange. Hopefully it's not a grapefruit. So from here, I'm gonna engage my down so I don't, okay, ready? So you kind of hold a little lemon so you also feel. You can do this, another one. Second one is close your eye, you wiggle your head a bit. As soon as you can feel your head so free, almost nobody see you moving your head. You will release so much tension, just do, fly away. You feel, oh my God, back my neck feels so good. Okay, you should do that before you go to sleep every night, and so you don't wake up tense too. So that's your neutral head. So now we just learned 5 checkpoints. I'm going to do a really quick recap. I'm moving Samantha back a little bit. Okay, here we go. So start your feet. I'm facing you first now, turn side. So your feet and the leg is first checkpoint, neutral. So neutral knee. Now your side, pelvic, neutral pelvic. Okay, and neutral ribcage. Don't pop because it goes to lower back. And then your scapula is neutral and your head is neutral. So if I turn sideways, you can see my ear, my shoulder, my arm lined up, my middle finger lined up with the ankle, engage abdominal. So practice. If you tell me, you say, nah, my tummy is like lost for years, right? Also, I have 3 kids and it's not coming back. Yes, it will, because your body recover. You have amazing body. You gotta make friends with it. Start with posture. So you say, okay, I practice posture. Can I do something? I can't just standing here. You can practice, walking in place for a little bit. If you're really smart, see if you can walk and still have this, still have your what? Your first responder. That's right. Because next week I'm going to teach you how to breathe first, because the posture breathing is the first 2 most important steps. Then I'm going to teach you how to walk, right? Traveling around. So I'm in the studio now, so I have a lot of room to do. So each week I will send out some video. Gradually I'll do 2 and just follow through. You will learn how to learn properly, 1 step at a time. I call it the ABCs in exercise, which we call the missing fundamental. Okay, again, my book is One Body, One Life Within Your Control. So you need to take time to learn it. If you learn it right, you will last for a lifetime. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Take good care.